Hello everyone and welcome back to Love English. I'm Sabrah and today we're going to be looking at how to master a modern RP English accent. Now this accent can in fact be found all over the UK, although much more in England and even more so in the south of England, but it is regionally neutral in that it can be found everywhere. It's also a very clear accent, so it's a good one to learn. You can hear it spoken by actors, people on the BBC, and politicians. Some of your favourite actors may speak with a modern RP accent. The likes of Gemma Chan, Emma Watson, Daniel Radcliffe, Hugh Grant, they all have a neutral modern RP accent. So we're going to be looking at how you can master this accent today and looking at its specific features. And we're also going to be introducing to you a fantastic pronunciation app called Vowels, where you can carry on practicing and perfecting your pronunciation for free. More on that later. First point is you need to take out a lot of the R's. We do have pronounced R's, however we also have lots of R's which are silent or said as a vowel sound. So for example, the ER, AR and OR ending words do not have an R sound in British English. They will either be said as a schwa, so just an or an R, like in guitar, but we don't say the R. So let's look at some examples. Teacher, water, computer, lover, butter, actor, doctor, burglar, circular. Teacher, water, computer, lover, butter, actor, doctor, burglar, circular. Now, as well as that, R that comes up in words is often not pronounced as well. Sometimes it is, particularly where it's near a vowel, like Harry. Harry leads into a vowel, an E sound. However, when it is paired with a D, a T, or an S, it is usually said as R, long R, or long if you watch my mouth. R, and I'll do those sounds in more detail in the words later. So, for example, let's look at these words. Art, heard, apartment, hardly, firstly, Thursday, thirsty, dirt. Art, heard, heart, apartment, firstly, thirsty, Thursday, dirt. And it's also in words such as word, girl, bird. It's also the same in those words as well. So you want to skip the R, it's not rhotic. So in the States and in different regions of the UK, you would still hear it. Like for example in water or girl, you can hear the R sound is slightly said. But in a modern RP, we don't have that rhotic R. Water, girl. Ready for some practice? Let's try these sentences. There are hardly any art galleries that I like these days. There are hardly any art galleries that I like these days. I went with my lover to see some art. I went with my lover to see some art. I love eating butter, but it isn't good for my heart. I love eating butter, but it isn't good for my heart. Firstly, I want to see the new apartment, and then I would like to have a glass of water because I'm thirsty. Firstly, I would like to go and see the apartment. Then I'd like to have a glass of water because I'm thirsty. Right, the next feature of the modern RP accent is not to drop your T's. So you can drop your T's occasionally in connected speech. So occasionally we will drop T's at the end in connected speech. Even in a modern RP accent, we do sometimes do that. And also we do drop our T's with a glottal stop. So in words where there should be a dropped T, where it's actually correct, such as Scotland, witness, football. They don't have a T sound in them. We skip it. It's a pause. Football, softball, witness, Scotland. However, that aside, In all other words, the T should be pronounced and it should come out clearly. Also, making sure that you say your T's will distinguish you from an American accent where they drop the T when it's paired with an N, such as in 20, interview, winter, plenty. In the British accent, those, as you can hear, are said. But in an American accent, that would be 20, interview, plenty, winter. Let's have a look at some examples. 20 years, the winters won't be as intense. I have plenty of job interviews this week. I have plenty of job interviews this week. My boyfriend is getting fatter every minute. My boyfriend is getting fatter every minute. Can you get me a bottle of water? Can you get me a bottle of water? Now, at this point, you might be thinking, I'm really enjoying learning this accent. I want to carry on. I want to hear the sentences said correctly. How can I carry on improving my English pronunciation? And we have a fantastic new and free app called Vowels that we would like to tell you about. And basically, this can help you so much in carrying on improving your English pronunciation. There are 8 technological features on the app, including something called Speech Duet, where you can actually say a sentence into the camera, but you can compare yourself saying the sentence with an expert saying it, and you can see very clearly just the moving mouth of the correct shapes. So you can see the sentence, how it should be said correctly, and compare it with yourself and how you're saying it to make sure you are making the mouth shapes correctly. That is the key to clear pronunciation. It's all about what's going on in here. Now, as well as that, there are many other features such as learning simple sentences and hearing them said correctly, but then recording yourself on the app and getting live and instant feedback about how you did, whether you said something wrong, what your score would be, and you can actually track your progress with those sentences. There are hundreds of sentences that you can learn how to say correctly on the app. There are 3 categories: business, social, and inspiration and motivation. So hundreds of sentences and also thousands of words where you can actually just listen to the word and again, see if you're saying it correctly, get instant feedback as to whether you're saying it correctly. You can also join live pronunciation sessions and you can also get access to tutors. Most of the app is free except for things like the tutors, but most of the other functions are free. So it's a no-brainer to go and download the app. The link is in our bio and keep practicing along with the app. Let's have a look here at me practicing my English on the app.
Take, 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 take. That product does everything we need. Let's buy it. It's a no-brainer.
Phew, I did all right in the end. What a relief. Right, feature number 3. This is called yod dropping. You mustn't yod drop in the RP accent. Now you might be thinking, what's yod dropping? What is she talking about? But actually, this is referring to the y sound in words. So words where we add in a little y sound, that shouldn't be dropped. And again, in the US and in some parts of the UK, some regions, they will drop this, but in a modern RP accent, it shouldn't be dropped. So this is in words such as news, Tuesday, enthusiasm, during, endurance. In American English, that would be news, during, endurance. I'm going to say those again for you. News, during, enthusiasm, Tuesday, endurance. Ready for some practice? Let's try these sentences. I feel more enthusiastic on a Tuesday. I feel more enthusiastic on a Tuesday. During the weekends, I like to watch the news. During the weekends, I like to watch the news. I have lots of enthusiasm for sport, but not much endurance. I have lots of enthusiasm for sport, but not much endurance. Right, the next feature is all about making your long vowel sounds long. We don't rush them in British English. They come out nice and long. We make a meal of them. unlike American English where they can be shortened a little bit. By the way, I have nothing against the American accent at all. I absolutely love it. However, obviously we are very different in terms of what we pronounce. And in American English, the vowel sounds are slightly shorter. So here we have these long vowel sounds. Ah, O. So first of all, let's look at the R sound. Now, in the modern RP accent, unlike the north of England and in America, the following words are actually said with a long R. Grass, castle, bath, glass, giraffe, can't, plant, fast, fasten. I'll say those again. Grass, castle, glass, giraffe, bath, can't, fast, fasten. So in the north of England, they are said with short a, grass, fasten, fast. And in American English, the same. They would also say it with a shorter a. Try these sentences. How far away is my car? The castle has extensive grounds with green grass. The castle has extensive grounds with green grass. I'm going to have a bath. I'm going to have a bath. Can't you fasten your seatbelt? Can't you fasten your seatbelt? The next one is the long sound. I found that many learners of English struggle with this one. Long It's quite a deep sound coming from deep down in the cavities of your chest. If you can hear the pitch of that, you will get it right. And the jaw must fall slightly. Tongue is flat. Like in bird, girl, world, herd, third. It's all a long sound. So try these sentences. I walked to work. The early bird catches the worm. The early bird catches the worm. Reserve the third shirt. Reserve the third shirt. When I worked on the nature reserve, I got burnt. When I worked on the nature reserve, I got burnt. In fact, I do think just going through the vowel sounds can really help you with your modern RP accent. O, or. Right everyone, that's all for today. I do hope this video helps, and do leave us a comment below telling us who is your favourite modern RP English speaker. We'll see you soon on Love English. Bye bye.